Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Saturday, December 6th of 2025. So I have these little tins, the candlesticks are still in these. Oops, I'll take the candles out. Okay, the little thing rolled under my coffee table. I will get that in a minute. But I have 3 of these little, they're so cute, these little tin houses. I got these, well, it says they were best before 9/30/2017. So that'll be September 30th, 2017. So I probably bought these for Christmas of 2016. They were such a cute, it was a nice little set, and I believe there was popcorn in these. I know it was popcorn because that's usually what comes in these little containers. And so I guess, so all these years I've still had them, and I just always found they did good things. Doing a couple of things they help with is, one is I had them sitting in my day home, and any little kids, they could play with them. I even let them put like toys in here, so it's the house, so they would put the little people or the farm animals or whatever into the tins. They're not gonna break them. They also, for Christmas decorations, I've also used them to hold Christmas decorations like you just saw. And then even last year, or any years when I have like our little trees that are like on the table height, these are perfect to put in front of the trees to prevent the cats from jumping and getting to the trees. And if they knock these on the floor, they're metal. They're not going to really break. And there's like, if I say glitter inside all of these from various crafts I have done or stored things in these. But I want to kind of give them an updated look this year. Something nice and updated. I was thinking about it for a couple years, but I just didn't know what to do, how to style these little tins. As much as I like the pictures on them, they're just so basic. You can see how like shiny that is. It's reflecting, like everything around me on here. So I decided that I'm going to just go and do the basic thing, and I'm just going to spray paint them. So I have the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2-Time Ultra Cover Primer and Paint, and it's in a satin, and this is nutmeg. I'm not quite sure how much is left. I think there's enough to give these one good coat. I definitely I'm not gonna have enough in here. I don't really know how much is in here. It's hard to tell. This is a couple years old, so I think there's gonna be enough in here to just give them all a quick light coat. And then, because my tree is so small, it's only like a 3 or 4 foot tree. I'm not quite sure the exact size. I forget now. I think that's 4 feet. Or it might be 3 feet. Something like that. 3 or 4 feet tall tree. I grabbed these little paint your own ornaments from the dollar store. These are from Dollar Tree. I found the 2 little packs. So one is a mitten and a stocking, and I just thought these would also look cute if I just painted them quickly with this, and it will give it that gingerbread look. So I'm just going to take these out to the garage. I'm going to spray them, and I will be out in the garage, so I'll be out in a few moments in the garage. Actually, I got these out of the bag so you can see them a little bit clearer. That these 2 have got extra the plaster or clay or whatever this is made out of. So I'm just kind of getting it off because it's a little bit too much. It just doesn't look as nice. And then I'm also going to have to get a little screwdriver and punch out the holes because the holes have been filled in. These ones are really good. The hole is right through. There's nothing extra to come off of here. And same with this one. I mean, it's got a little chip in the back, but $1.75 for the 2 little, for each little kit. I mean, not bad. I was gonna make my own salt dough ornaments. I don't have time this year. So I just thought I'll just buy them. Dollarama, they were like $5 and you get like 4 little ones. This was $1.75 and I bought 2 packs. That makes it $3.50. Yeah, $3.50 instead of 5, and I'm getting 4 little ornaments. And then as for the little paint that comes with it, I will probably just throw the paint in my bin of donation items. For the little paintbrushes, I think I might just keep them just because they are so cute looking. Not actually use them for painting, but you know, I think I've got an idea coming up for some like little crafts that use, you know, like a little handle or something. I don't know. I've got so many ideas for things to bake, and I keep little things I could say, oh, I can use this for this, I can use this for this, and then I never do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a small screwdriver and get these holes punched through, and so now I'm heading out to the garage to spray all these. Alright, so I'm sitting up on my basement floor to do this. Oh, I've got my daughter's blankets behind me, so I'm just gonna move them before I start spraying anything. Oh, garbage. All this stuff. There. Now I've got more room and I'm not going to spray my shoes. I'm not going to spray her blankets. Okay, so I just ran and grabbed the boat tray from the garage. So I'm just going to give just a nice light coat. This does not want to come out. There we go. And the lids. And I will move these around and make sure I got the other side good. But I just want to give it like a one coat. I don't need it to be done perfectly. I'm going to lay this down and spray this like this. So the last thing I need is to spray anything. And I just realized I'm holding it with my hand. I'm just trying to figure how I'm going to flip this over. Didn't really think that through when I moved that one around. And then of course I got the paint on my arm. That's okay. Let's see. I'm just going to flip this around so I can make sure these roofs that I got the back side of them good. And actually, I almost did, just a little bit. I'm going to spray these a little more. gonna let this first coat dry, and then I think one coat is all I need. It's actually a pretty, a good even coat on these. All looks really good to me. So I'm just gonna let the paint dry, and I'll be back to finish decorating them. Right, so while I'm waiting for the spray paint to dry, I did try to wash off the spray paint. It is still on my hands. That was not a good thing. It was just, I thought it would work a lot better than it did. But I only got spray paint on one arm, just a little across my wrist and across the one finger, which is, like dealing with spray paint, and I got none on the floor, none on the walls, so that's good. So I've got these moss balls here. I've got, it was a pack of 9. I think they said they were originally from Michael's for like $25, and I got them secondhand, and I paid $5.50 for them, or $6.50, something like that. I paid $5.50 or $6.50 only because it had a Michael's price tag saying it was like 20 something dollars. I think it was like around $25 for 9 these moss balls. And I'm like, well, I want to do something with them. What can I do with them? I just dumped them in my little bowl here in the front entrance, and I thought it does look cute, but I want to do something kind of fun for Christmas. So I grabbed my toothpicks, and there are 3 sizes, and there happen to be 3 of each of the sizes. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to make a snowman. And let's see. So I just need the moss balls and toothpicks. So it's just like a styrofoam. I'm like, this is gonna look so cute. I can get like these little snowmen here. I think it's gonna look so much cuter than just for Christmas, instead of just a bowl full of these. I can get, like some snowmen in here. Let's see, how cute will they look just sitting back in. Oops, I'm just gonna find. Okay. Let's see, I'll kind of hide that to the back. Let's see. Okay, kind of want to sit there. Also, just trying to find how they want to sit. Any imperfections I kind of want to hide. I mean, I could have even used like half a toothpick, but with how thick these balls are and just kind of like the weight to them, I think I'll just use a full toothpick. That way half a toothpick can be in either of the little balls. There we go. Now I'll just bring this over and say, look at that. Instead of just random balls, now I've got this little snowman family sitting here. I'm going to try to see if I can get them to stand up in this basket. It's probably the wrong... Oh, they do stand up in the basket. If I can just kind of get them a little bit nicer. So now I'm just going to go and grab some materials, things to give the snowman, like some hats and scarves. And I'll be right back. Right, so I was looking for material. All I could find was my green, and I just figured these little snowmen are already green. I don't need green. And then I found a chunk of burlap, and I thought that would be cute to make a scarf out of burlap, but I wanted something for their hats. So then I found this chunk of an old goldish color. It was a cushion cover, so it still has the zipper here. I used that when I made one of my other gnomes a few years ago. So I figured this will make the perfect little Santa hat for my snowman. So I'm just going to get rid of these ends here. I don't need. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of where the zipper is. I don't need this chunk with the zipper. Just going to put a little cut and just tear the zipper off. There we go. So I've got the zipper. I can use it for another project. So next thing is I'll just figure out, and I was thinking, do I want to iron this or not? And I decided, you know, I'm not going to iron this. I kind of like it having that, like it's got this crushed velvet look with the creases in it. So now I just got to cut this into squares. So I'm just going to cut this in half both ways to get 4 even squares. I know I need 3, but just easier for me if I do it this way. All the little bits from this is flying everywhere. Okay. There we go. I've got my little squares here, and I've got my glue gun. So I'm just going to fold this. Gotta get rid of some of this extra thread that's on here as well. Okay. So I'm just going to glue 2 sides together. So I'm going to do it this way. It wants to make this like a seam. So that's what I'm going to do. If I can get loose threads out of my way. And this glue just, I don't know, hardened faster than I could get it on here. It happens sometimes. Because I end up with glue on my table, so I'm just trying to clear that off. Okay. Retry this again. So I want to glue those 2 ends together. Okay. Just hold that for a second to make sure it's glued. I'm just gonna see a little spot where the glue kind of bubbled on me. There we go. Look at that. There's 1. And of course I'm out of glue sticks. And I've got them sitting by my computer and I forgot to bring them over here. And then the last one. Like that. Just giving this one a few minutes to dry, and I'll go back to the first one and just flip it right side. By using my scissors, I can push this up, not too hard, because I don't want to split the seam. It's just hot glue. So it's easier for my finger just for a second, just so I can do that. I'm just going to make sure it's the right size, because it looks a little too big for the little snowman here, but you know, I'd rather have it too big and then I can cut it smaller than, you know, having it too small and not able to cut it. So I'm just going to snip right across like this. And that looks like that would be the right size of a Santa hat, and it is. There, so I'm just going to do the same to the other two. I'm just going to flip them inside and trim them off. And I'll be back as soon as I get that done. Just going to take a few moments to get all this right side. This one actually worked faster using my fingers versus the scissors. So I'm just going to use this one as my template because they're all about the same size. So I wonder if I can get this to come out a little bit more, or more of a point on this one. Oh yes, I can. I just had to wait for the glue to dry just a little more. So about here. So I got two made, so I'm just going to go do the third one and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the hats all made, so now I've got a whole bunch of really thin ribbon here. And oops, I just got to decide which ribbon I think I want to put on their hats. Like, just want something kind of simple. You know, this one here looks a little rustic, but I don't know, that Merry Christmas just looks a little too big. I don't want any words, so I'm not going to do any of the Merry Christmas ones. This one says the elves made me do it, and this one also just says Merry Christmas. So I don't want any words on their hats. So I'm just going to look at these and see which ones kind of give that more rustic look to it. This one gets taken out. It is rustic, but I think I'm going to use this one for their scarves because it is thicker. So it leaves me with these ones. You know what? I think I'm going to do the white with the holly on it. Start here in the back. I'm going to glue it as close to this edge as possible so you don't see the cut line on this, on their hat. And I'm not going as straight as I thought I could. That's okay. I can trim off any of the excess hat that you can see once the ribbon is on and cooled. then to finish it off, I'm just going to glue this down on itself, and then to this piece here, and we get this nice finished edge. Like that. Like I said, I'm just gonna then go and trim off this extra bit of the hat. Kind of too much hangs over where the ribbon ends. I'm just gonna do that same thing to the other two hats. Just takes a couple minutes. There we go. So there's the one hat done. So I'm going to do the other two, and I'll be right back. Right, I got all three hats made, so I'm going to attach them to the snowman. I don't think I'm going to glue them on. I think they're just going to sit on. They just kind of fit. I will glue them on if I think I need to, but I don't think I'm going to need to. The little snowmen are starting to look so cute. That's the back, this is the front. There we go. I think I will glue the hats down a little bit just so they're not standing straight up. Or I might just leave them. I don't know. I'll figure that out once I, take a look at them. Like I said, now they need their scarves, and I've got this ribbon here. I've had a long time. It's a fabric ribbon. It is quite thick, and then I also have burlap here. So I'm going to do a chunk of burlap with a strip of this over top for their scarves. And I'm just going to figure out this burlap, how thick I want it. And how long I need it. Like, that's a pretty good piece. I'm just going to kind of tie it on, and that's going to be too long. That's what I just needed to test out, was the length. And it doesn't matter if it's crooked or a little bit thicker at one end and thinner at the other. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get a nice looking scarf. That's a pretty good length on that one. So I'm going to take a piece of this ribbon and do it about the same length. And I'm just going to wrap these together. I'm not even going to glue the ribbons together because I'm going to be tying it around the snowman anyway, so there. Looks good. I may trim, oops, not even in the view. I may trim some of this off, but I think I like how that looks. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue where these have to meet. And there's the first little snowman. I'm just going to make the scarf for the other two. Actually, I gotta do this. It needs to go up a little more. Okay. I think I'll just trim some of this extra burlap off down here. That's what it needs. There, whoops. And then the snowman loses his bottom half. Okay, there we go. Now he's not straight anymore. There There we go. So there's the one snowman. So I'm just going to make scarves for the other two, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've got them all made, and I've glued their hats down, so each hat is going down in a different direction. And now I'm just gluing a little bell to each of their hats. And they look so cute. Each one is a little bit different. I kind of like the way they're all looking. Now I'm just debating whether or not to turn these into gnomes and going to find a little bead or something for a nose. And right now I'm not going to. I think right now I just want to keep them as like snowmen, with no faces at the moment, and just see how I like them. Or actually, I think I might actually give them actual eyes, because I have these nice little stickers here. So I'm looking at them, I'm like, I think I'm gonna give them little eyes. So we're just gonna see what colors I have. So I've got some like pinkish ones, red, yellow, kind of like a greeny blue. So I'm just going to grab this first one here. Didn't mean to do that, I'm just trying to send him up. Let's see, let me just stand for a second. And I think this one I'm gonna do I have, doesn't really want to stand here. I'm just gonna dump the glue sticks out there. You can stand in my little glue stick holder while I figure out which color eyes I want to give this one. So I'm gonna do these greeny, these little, like a greenish color eyes for this one. And these are these glitter sticker gems, and but they do stick, but I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue just so they stick to the moss a little bit better. So I do find that sometimes, even though, oops, where's his face? There we go. I'm going to make sure his eyes are centered. Even though these are sticker gems, I do find that sometimes they just need a little dab of hot glue. His eyes. Do the other two, I think I'm just going to leave them because they're sitting in the basket kind of where I want them to be sitting. So I'm just going to leave the other two in the basket and just move the basket over and glue on their eyes. Let's see. Middle one, I'm going to give this one the red eyes. I don't know why red, but I've got two stickers side by side and they're the exact same shade of red, so I'll do that. And then this last one, I've got these yellow. I'm just trying to find, yes, there's two yellows. No, these two, they're easier to get to. They are right beside each other, and they are also the same shade of yellow. Oops, and I just dropped one on the floor. And that's the other reason why I like to use a little bit of hot glue, because now I've dropped it on the floor and it landed, now it's got some burlap caught in it. It's okay with a little bit of hot glue. It will be able to stick on to this little snowman too, right there. Now they got their eyes, their scarves, everything. So I'm just gonna get them back in this basket, and I'm gonna move the basket back to the table by my front door, and I will be right back. Right, so there's my cute little snowman, and that chunk of extra burlap, I just tucked it under them so it gives them something to stand up and support. They did tip a little to the right, so I'm gonna fix them in a second, but I'm gonna run and grab the other things I'd spray painted and put those little gingerbread houses I'd spray painted out here as well, and those other ornaments on the tree. Okay, so there's the little ornaments. They look so good, but the spray paint kind of went underneath them, so they're a little tacky on the back. So I just have them on some paper towel to finish drying. And then there's the houses. They could actually do with a second coat. I'm not going to do that today. I'm probably not going to get to that. So again, they're still just a little tacky. So I just have them sitting in this basket lined with some just Christmas wax paper or parchment paper, whatever it was, just to finish drying. But yeah, there is the crafts I did today, and like I said, I've got some ideas with the houses. I don't know if I'm going to have time. I have not been able to find any of the white puffy paint. That's what I wanted to, oops, what am I stepping on? That is what I wanted to do, to draw the things on. But I'm going to let these dry tonight, and I'll probably come back and finish them tomorrow. But the snowmen are done, and these are basically done and ready to hang. So I'll probably just come back tomorrow. And even tonight, I might just go and give them, you can see some of the kind of dripped, and it wasn't quite an even coat, even like under the house, the roof of the house. It's not quite perfect. But again, if I'm able to find some puffy paint, then I'm not going to have to do a second coat, because I can get the paint to kind of cover that up. So that is what I've gotten so far today. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow when these have fully dried, and I can, hang the ornaments on the trees and actually style the little gingerbread houses. Okay, so welcome back. It's been a few days. I've been so busy this week, but I had spray painted these little stockings and little mitts and these little tin canisters with the nutmeg. And then I had to go, I was looking for puffy paint, and I went to Dollar Tree, and I couldn't find white. They had a bright neon highlighted kind of yellow. So I'm going to do this. There we go. Just make sure I'm centered. And then I found these colors, so I thought they would really look cool if I did these ones. These are called 3D Paint Effects by The Blob. So this one is copper, and this one is gold, and this one is champagne. So now I thought it'd be really cool to use these colors to really change out, I don't need to do a lot of detail. I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably, let me see, I'm just gonna shake this and just see. So I gotta bring this a little closer to myself. Now I'll move this a little closer too. There we go. Let's see. Just put a little strip along the mitt where the stitch line is. It's a little tricky to see. I gotta bring this up to myself, because otherwise it's just kind of blobbing. And that is looking so cute. So I kind of like that. I know some of the little spots are a little bit thicker than I wanted, but that's, it's okay. I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm going to do the same to this one. So that was the champagne, and I'm going to use the copper on going around this mitt. Again, I'm just going to bring it up so I can just kind of see it a little bit easier. Oops. That is just way too much, just kind of came out. It's not the effect I wanted. Okay, I'm going to fold this. Oops. Try that again without getting too much. wipe this tip off now. Okay, try that again, watching where I'm painting. That looks really good. I'm just gonna let that dry. Now as for the boots, I'm gonna take the gold color and I'm just gonna highlight the leaves with the gold. I just gotta kind of angle this so I can see the leaves. Like that. And I'll do this one as well. It's a little tricky to see. Then I'm going to use the, which one is this? The champagne for the berries on the boots. No, it's not coming out. Okay. This one's a little tricky because the way that the glue just kind of globbed in the spaces of the berries. A little bit. There we go. That looks so much better. Got the boots done. And same with the, let's see, so that was the, I don't remember which color I used for which, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make the leaves in this gold color. And I'm going to do the berries in the champagne on this one. And the copper on this other one here. There we go. So now that is done. I'm going to just set these aside and let them dry. That. Now I've got the houses here, and I just want to decorate the one front side of them. Just trying to figure out which is the nicest side. And then I had a couple little pieces left from when I did my garland, and I'm going to attach these. I can only do 2 of them with the greenery, and then I do have this red garland, so I'm going to make one with red garland. Fold red garland in half and then twist it so I'll get a nice full red wreath, and I've got the 2 green wreaths, and I'll just have to grab The only glue I have right now at the moment is this wood glue, so I'm just going to here, right about there. Got the one wreath on that one. And this will go about here. I will grab my hot glue and hot glue these in place, but this just kind of gives me like an idea of the placement of the wreaths, so that I can like figure out like where the front door of the houses are going to be. Like I said, I just need to do the fronts of these. So I've got the champagne. So I'm just going to make a nice door. In the champagne color. And I'll do this one here in the copper. And I'll do this last one with the gold. I don't need them to be, I'm not somebody who needs like a lot of, decoration. Like windows, doors. I don't need all the roofs looking extra fancy doing these basic little gingerbread houses. I'm not. If I had more time, I probably would, but I just really want to get these finished. So I'm seeing how long it takes to dry. It takes 12 hours for these to dry, so I guess I gotta let these all sit here, and tomorrow I can put everything, like put the ornaments on the tree, put these on the table by my front door. So I guess I've done as much as I can tonight. If I want to add windows or something to the sides or something to the roof, I'm gonna have to wait 12 hours before I lift this up because the paint is gonna slide down. So see, it's almost 6 o'clock, so I will be back tomorrow morning to finish these off. Alright, so welcome back. The glue and the paint has dried overnight. So now I've just gonna do this nice display. I like the little snowmen. I'm gonna take them out of that little basket that they're in, and I'm gonna lay down this glitter drape. I guess it was called, they call it a glitter drape. So I'm going to lay that across this table, and I'm going to set up the little snowmen and the little houses kind of like a little winter scene. I just got to grab my camera stand. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry, I was talking and filming and didn't realize I forgot to, hit record, so still on pause. So I just put the little snow cloth drape, whatever they want to call it, whatever I call it, like a tablecloth, that's how I'm going to use it. So I just put it on this little table here. Just trying to center it. Move the table back. Don't want to crash into the wall though. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to grab the houses. I just want to kind of like scent, you know, like put them on the table. This way. And I was, for the last few days, I've been using a safety pin to pin my microphone on my shirt, and I'm not sure where I put the safety pin, so I'm just again holding my, I'm just holding my microphone in my hand. Hopefully I can remember where I put the pin. It might actually still be on my shirt that I was wearing yesterday. And then this, same with this, I just want to get, if I can get like a snowman beside every house, because the snowman kind of needs something to prop up against, or else they're going to tip. Oops. That. Alright, so I got the 3 snowmen and the 3 little houses sitting here. Oh, actually, oops. I don't know. That one just kind of seemed to stand up on its own. These ones kind of want to tip. That's okay. I'm just going to this so you can see. Kind of like a nice little Christmas display. I've got some other little Christmas things I'm going to stick on this table, but I kind of like the way it looks. It's just so very basic and simple. Like I said, I've got 2 winter plaques. I'm just going to run to my room and get them and put them out here as well. Yeah, so I got these 2 plaques. I got them from Dollarama. They were just under $2 each. So this one says, "Deck the halls with love and laughter." That here. And this one says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." I can stick that one right here. And look at that. I've got a nice little winter display set up right when you walk into my house. I think I might move the signs around a little bit. I think I'm gonna so they're not blocking the. Oops, okay. Hard to hold everything in one hand and not do this without dropping anything. There we go. So I just want to be able to see the doors on the house. There. I had that snowman wanting to stand up, now he wants to kind of lean, but there we go. Yeah, I kind of like how that looks. Very simple, basic, just a few little things. And then finally, the other ornaments that I had painted last night, they are now dry, so I'm just going to grab the string and tie them and put them on my Christmas tree. So, I'm stuck to the napkin now. There we go. I like how they turned out. They're not perfect. I don't think they need to be. Just, they kind of have that, you know, I love that homemade look and feel to things like this. But I also say they do not look like they were $1.75 for 2 of them from the Dollar Tree. You know, they were that cheap white plaster looking, nice spray paint. Makes a huge difference when, that's what I always find, using, you know, better quality paint versus the cheap craft paint that comes with some of these dollar store projects. I mean, they were made for kids, so they come with, you know, kid-friendly paint. And I'm going to say I have a pet hair caught in here. There we go. Looks good. Even looks better without the chunk of pet hair. There's that one. So again, it's just getting these tied on to the string, but I like how they turned out. Again, another little pet hair. I have pets. They walk across the table when my cat was walking across looking at them last night. Just like I said, the boot, just having the holly berry and the leaves, you know, it's the only part that's got the decoration on it. It makes it look so simple and like, and classic, so I guess timeless, I don't know, whatever word you want to use. So right now on my Christmas tree, the only thing I've added is the star. There's nothing else on top of my tree. My tree was pre-lit with all the lights, so right now we have, I haven't really gotten to decorating the tree with any ornaments, so it's also just the beginning of December. So I've just kept it on with the white lights, but as we get closer to Christmas Day and as I get more ornaments on it, I'm going to change it to the colored lights. Yeah, sorry about that. So now I've got all the ornaments dried, and with the strings on, I'm going to hang them on my tree. Then also under the tree, I just have the 4 deer. I've got that cardboard sleigh, and then I've got 1 gift in the sleigh, and then I've got 3 people riding the sleigh. So I've got Betty Boop, SpongeBob, and the Grinch, just because I was unpacking stuff, I saw those was most of my, the Grinch and the SpongeBob were my kids' things. Betty Boop was mine. I just thought it'd be kind of neat just to kind of add those onto the tree as well. Under the tree, just gonna hang these ornaments on the tree. These will be the first ornaments on the tree. There we go. So I got those on. I'm just going to run and grab the pack of candy canes and hang the candy canes on the tree as well. And then I also had these 2 packs of these birds, the white doves and the red cardinals. I was going to put them on a wreath. I don't have time to make the wreath that I wanted to make. I'm going to save that for next year. So I think I'm going to hang these birds on the tree as well. And I just have 1 pack of 10 candy canes. Then I do have this pack of the mini candy canes I'm going to put in a little dish, and I'm going to set it on my kitchen table. So I'm just going to open. If I don't sit down while trying to open the box of candy canes, I am going to drop them and break them all. And now the little birds on the tree. Sometimes they wire these in really good. And sometimes they don't wire these in, and got this one, his feet just kind of fell off. Okay. Back on. Fix their feet because they're going, some are going like the wrong way. Don't want my birds to be on the tree with their feet going backwards. There we go. Okay, so I've got that done. You see, you got the star, and there's 10 candy canes, 4 little birds, and 4 other little decorations. And I'm going to have to fix the deer because one just kind of fell over, so he's not standing properly. But there we go. I've got those done. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos. I will see you in the next ones. Bye.